keep my camera in one spot.
You keep your camera wherever you need to. You're fine. This is the Daily Dose. My name is Robert. My pal Susan with us. And Sydney Collins, who has invented this new device called the Next Stride to help people with Parkinson's with their mobility, is with us. And we were just discussing at the end of our last episode, basically the neuroplasticity, how the brain rewires while using this device. And you said something very interesting, and I wonder, does it become something where this device rehabilitates to the point where you don't need it, or is it that now you're using it and therefore you always need to use it?
So unfortunately, Parkinson's is a neurodegenerative disease. So the likelihood of somebody getting to the point where they don't need next ride ever again is small. We do also focus, we do stroke rehab, we do motor vehicle collision rehab, we do all sorts of other rehab where it is possible that people can get to a place where they don't need next ride anymore. Unfortunately, with Parkinson's, most likely you're going to need next ride as your mobility continues to progress.
So that's the thing. So is your background Parkinson's from your friend, veteran Jack, I believe you said his name, is that right?
That is the reason that I made this product, right? And then eventually started the company. My research in Parkinson's actually started before Jack, when I was doing deep brain stimulation research for St. Jude Medical, now Abbott.
Okay, so you're already in the neuro space, and this,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, this seemed like low-hanging fruit. You're like, what? This is actually achievable.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really frustrating being on the research side and seeing all of this innovation, all of this kind of knowledge that we have of what can help people, but until somebody takes that knowledge and makes a product with it, it's not accessible.
Yeah.
What
Sydney,
has,
would you talk about the transportability from a walker to a cane to how it practically is used?
Yeah, I mean, so the device itself is super small. I can pull it out if you want to see it, but super small is about the size of a palm. And then you can attach it onto any cane, walker, or walking pole. All you do is you kind of it's kind of like we were inspired by, if you've ever used like a bike light, something like that, where you just kind of pull it around the handlebars and you have this band that connects into a hook. That's essentially kind of the technology that we use to attach this onto canes, walkers, walking poles, whatever mobility assistive device someone's using. We thought that was really important for it to be super easy to set up and take off and move around, because we know that people, some people are using canes in their house and then walkers when they leave, or walking poles when they leave, or whatever. And we want to make sure that it's 100% customizable and kind of versatile, is able to be used on anything.
Thank you. Yeah, it was the versatility that I was so impressed with that I wanted to share.
Thank
Absolutely. And so now that it's out there, and again, I had seen stories about this before talking to you. It all clicked into place the more you described it. What is the market reaction? I mean, our PTs, you mentioned using this, are they saying, oh, this makes sense? And I mean, is this something that is exploding in growth?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy talking to physical therapists, because they immediately know that this is going to work, right? I don't have to explain to them all of the research, because they're already using these visual and auditory cues in their therapy. So right now we're being used in over 100 physical therapy clinics, including, Muhammad Ali Center for Parkinson's is their big advocate for us. We're in, Mount Sinai, UCLA, UCSF, all sorts of VA clinics. I'm sure I can spout off a Cleveland Clinic, like a bunch of other names of really well-known rehab facilities. But the point is that, yeah, it's being used in a lot of different physical therapy clinics. It's being used in skilled nursing facilities. We did a case study with Vanderbilt in motor vehicle collision. We did a case study with Paragon in Parkinson's and Parkinsonism. And then we also did a case study with Bellevue Hospital in New York in stroke rehab. So we're expanding past Parkinson's and being able to help as many people as we possibly can. And then on what we do, mostly direct to consumer. So a large portion of our sales, and the reason we do that is because we think it's really important for people to have access to these cues anywhere. And I think that in general, being able to have control over your own healthcare, have control over, what kinds of products you have access to, and not have to rely on a doctor's prescription or, have a gatekeeper there to hold you back from being able to get the care that you need.
To hold you back. Ah!
Well, exactly. I mean, that's the essence of mobility and autonomy, and really Parkinson's in many ways, the loss, the feeling, and what we use the metaphor of the Parkinson's prison, right? That people tend to feel that they're trapped, that they can't, their world is shrinking, and they become therefore isolated. That it can be induced by falls, right? The fear of falling is that cyclical nature that leads people to avoid exercise, avoid socialization, and it becomes that vicious cycle. So all of this is interconnected. So anything that's going to get people back some confidence, it's going to get them back to that quality of life and engagement, can lead to, lengthening the process of living well. And I'm guessing you're seeing that in both Jack and the others you brought this to.
Yeah, I mean, it's important. Exercise is the only thing that has been shown to slow the progression of Parkinson's disease. So the more we can get people up and moving, and, I will do everything in my power to give people all the tools that I can possibly give people to be able to retain their mobility and independence. That is super important, right? It is arguably the most important thing, not only in Parkinson's, but outside of that as well, but especially in Parkinson's, is the only thing that has been shown to slow the progression of Parkinson's disease.
Susan, I see there's something on your lips. Would you like to hold that for the next episode? Because we're right at 6. Is that good?
I will.
Let's do one more. Thank you for hanging out with us, Sydney. We'll be back in your next Daily Dose.